福上无两天尊 Welcome, my dear Dao friends from around the world, my friends from America, from Europe, China, Africa, and Australia, South America, and if I forgot any continent, welcome, Tsubei, Tsubei. In today's Dao Talk Live, I want to invite you to join me and talk about cultivation and practice. And it came to my mind that because we do this German and English Dao Talk Live, and I could just talk about the same topics in English what I was talking about yesterday in the German Dao Talk. I will give different informations each time because I don't have anything what right here what I'm gonna talk about, but in general I can give the informations about the topic what we were talking yesterday. Very interesting topic. And cultivation and practice, I want to introduce a few of our practices, what we practice here in the Yujianguan, and also what I teach to my students. And a big part, of course, is the scripture practice, but I was talking so much about the liturgy and the scripture practice that I want to only talk about a little bit what I mentioned in the Dao Talk yesterday. Welcome everyone joining us today. And let me show you one of the books I translated. It's the Bada Shenzhou. Bada Shenzhou is one part of the morning ritual, morning scriptures. And in here, I also put the original text, of course, the pinyin, and very important, two old pictures, like this one here. And on the other side, I put like this and this. So for everyone who knows about the practice of the Bada Shenzhou, this might be still interesting. Yeah. For everyone who just started practicing the scriptures, now take notes. Yeah. So we have very important parts of practices. If you use scriptures or if you use classical text or anything, what you read, the scriptures, reading them alone is not the practice. Reading them is just reading like a text, and you will get the information like this one here, the the Beidou Jing. I was talking about a few days ago. I practice Beidou Jing regularly, daily, because this is our practice. But I was talking about the Bada Shenzhou, and I'm going to continue to teach you something about the two characters you see here. This one here is called Ziwei Hui. I know it's mirrored, but you still can have a look. And this one here is called the Jingguan Zhuan. Ziwei Hui Zi is always those who has this rain top, this top. And there's like the Hui Zi is like the name of the divine. And this one here is the Ziwei Hui, is the character, the name of the divine Zihui. Ziwei, of course. Ziwei Hui. And for those who understand what is Kaiguang, what is blessing or opening the divine light in anything, they use these characters and this one here as well. So the Jingguang Zhuan is very important for the Jingguang Shenzhou practice. But as I mentioned before, there's not only the scriptures, not only the text you recite like a mantra, like a Shenzhou or like a scripture, but there is more to the method. A method is a practice, right? So when we talk about the method, then we need to mention, very important, for this, let's keep it simple and talk about the Bada Shenzhou. And for example, inside the Jingguan Shenzhou. Jingguan Shenzhou, the incantation of the golden rays, the golden light. It's right in the back. Jingguan Shenzhou. In my translation, this one here is a translation in German. We are, of course, also working in the moment, like I mentioned already a few times in the past. We are working on the English translation as well. And this one here is the original text. So for those who wants to read the Chinese, and on the next side, it is in Pinyin. So for those who cannot read Chinese, they are able to read the Chinese words with the Pinyin alphabet. And then, of course, in the Bada Shenzhou, for the first time, I put also explanations inside. So for those who use this book, my students or disciples, they have an explanation. If they cannot ask me, they have an explanation in this book as well. So about the two characters, the two symbols we just looked at, these symbols are very important for the practice. Let's say we practice the Jingguan Shenzhou, so we also use the Jingguan Zhuan or Jingguan Fu. A practice of scriptures or Shenzhou, which is also part of scripture, we use talisman, we use the seal, and we use the hand seal. These four parts: the text, the scripture or the Shenzhou, the Fulu, the talisman, and then the Shoujue. Very important. If one only reads the text, then of course also have some benefits, definitely. But if you want to reach a higher level or master a skill, for example, the Jingguan Shenzhou can use for many things, for healing people, for blessing, for drive off evil, expel evil, like exorcism, many of my students, one especially, just mentioned yesterday, they use this Shenzhou, Jingguan Shenzhou, when they feel fear. It's quite long, but once you recite this, or if you memorize it, you recite it just from the heart, you will feel different. And all the fear, all the reasons of fear are gone. So if you understand this practice, then you can cultivate with this. What is cultivation and what is practice? A method is a practice, and to do it is the practice. We're practicing the right method, therefore we cultivate Dao. If you don't know the method, or if the teacher or your shifu or the master you study with didn't teach you the right method, it is empty practice. Therefore, there's no Dao cultivation in it. You cultivate empty things. That's why we always need to find a very good shifu, a teacher who can teach us these skills. The shoujue is very important. The shoujue is very important. The hand seal, the talisman is very important, and of course the right method. Sometimes you need to draw a talisman with the tongue on your upper gum. Sometimes you draw a talisman with your tianyan, with your third eye into the sky. There's different methods and different techniques, of course. But to keep it simple, these four important pillars are the practice with scriptures. This is cultivating Dao through scriptures, the Sambao, Dao Jing Shi. So there is, of course, also other ways to cultivate Dao. And now we come to a very fun part. A few days ago, I gave a little introduction to meditation, to clearing the heart and the mind, stillness, Qingjing Wu Wei, Gong Fa, how to practice stillness and how to practice clarity, cultivate Dao through meditation. And this is also not what I wanted to talk about today in the Dao Talk Live. And for all those who just start watching, welcome, Tsubei Tsubei. I see some of my Dao brothers and friends from all around the world are joining us. And also my students, my disciples, yeah, welcome. Listening to this Dao Talk. And if you have any questions, please be welcome. Comment it during the live stream or comment it afterwards. Or if you have any question, just feel welcome and send me an email or a private message. Yeah, I always have to say this so people get the chance to also ask their questions. Yeah, there's every day people asking me or contacting me. So you're welcome. Hey, today Antonio. Hey, Chu Dao. Hey, ni hao, ni hao. Yeah. So the meditation is one practice, but one of our very important major practices is Zhan Gong, standing pillar. There is a saying in the Wudang, and it's a very old saying. It says, 弘愿宇宙天, 弘愿宇宙天. And there is another part of this, there's like 一首诗, one poetry, very important. Hey, Eddie, hey, ni hao. For your information, yeah, after this live stream, this video gonna be saved and you can just watch it again and see the part you missed. Okay, so welcome to watch it again, everyone. Welcome. So 弘愿宇宙天 and 万师庄拱生. 万师庄拱生 means the 10,000 styles or the all styles are born from standing. What does this mean? All skills, all styles are born from standing. Because the standing practice is first of all cultivating your qi, cultivating your stillness, standing over a certain amount of time, and all my students, they practice this every day. The Rumen Gongfa is Zhen Zhuang Gong. The opening the door or entering the door into our school, if somebody wants to become a disciple or wants to become a Daoist practitioner, Sujia Dizi or Daoist, they all have to go through a probation period, we call it sometimes, yeah, to see if the character of the person is really can go through the training. And Zhuanggong, so standing practice, is a very good method to see whether this person is willing to eat bitter, because bitter is my favorite taste. Also during training, also during my training, and when I practice. So if you cannot eat bitter, then the Daoist practice might not be the right thing for you. But if you like the taste of bitter, you could try standing. There is another saying, 专攻治百病. So all disease can be prevented or healed by standing practice. 专攻, 真专攻. And another saying is, I will just say the English for you guys. If you drink a glass of very bitter tea, afterwards just drink plain water, tap water, and this tap water will taste sweet. So it's a metaphor for standing. We stand for 100 days. This is the Rumen Gongfa, Rumen Gongfu. So when you start practicing with me, and all my disciples, they know that you have to stand like 100 days. Standing every day for 40 minutes to 1 hour. And after this 100 day, there is of course another practice involved, also 100 days. But 100-day period is always the way we practice a foundation. We want to build a foundation, so we're gonna practice for 100 days. 3 months, about 3 months, is needed to get this skill of this foundation. So people who are standing, they have for this period of time, they will understand what is the standing practice beneficial. Like, what does this give to me? So when I stand, Yeah, I can enter the stillness. I can cultivate my qi. Therefore, it's cultivating Dao. So standing practice is also Daoist cultivation. And any martial artist, internal, external, they should understand the benefits of standing practice. Yeah, okay, welcome. There's many new people watching now. Welcome, welcome. Tsubei. We were just talking about the internal and external practice benefits from the Zhangzhuanggung. Zhuanggung, the standing practice, the standing meditation. And especially for the internal practice, yeah, Taiji. If one practices Taiji or wants to practice Taiji, the most important basic practice, foundation building practice is Zhangzhuanggung. So if I practice Taiji, I only could stand Zhangzhuanggung. And this is giving me all the skills I need to really master Taiji. Maybe we talk about Taiji and Zhangzhuanggung another episode a little bit more. Hey, Lily, ni hao. Hey, Tsubei, 不客气. You're welcome. Everyone, welcome. If you ask any question, I just saw somebody, I need to have a look. Somebody asked another question in there. Oh, Pallavi. Hey, 你好 Pallavi, 你来了. Hey, 慈悲. 高兴你来了. 先看先练. So for all those who didn't watch the start, it's okay, because after the live stream ends, it's gonna be saved and you can watch it again on the timeline. And also once a week, we're gonna upload every live stream on the YouTube channel. So if you search for Daoist Liu or Wudang Pai Germany, you're gonna find the videos. Yeah, okay, Eddie, yeah. 你好, Eddie, you wrote a beautiful poetry. I'm definitely gonna write it down on a paper with calligraphy, and then I will hang it up so people can see. It's a beauty in words. Thank you for this again, Eddie Lau, my dear friend Eddie Lau. So for all those just start watching, yeah, welcome. Today we are a little bit more people watching. I'm very happy about this, and I hope you take the chance to comment your questions or ask anything about Daoist cultivation or practice. And I'm very happy, and of course I'm very happy to answer all your questions, because this is my mission. I'm back in Europe to teach Daoism to the West, yeah, in English, in German. Twice or 3 times a week we're gonna do a German language Dao Talk live. So all the German friends or German speaking friends are also welcome to watch it. If you don't understand English, I try to always find a good way to keep the topics very handy and give you an idea of what Daoist practice is, so you can use it or use the information I give to you for practice. And if you want to study with me, of course, you're also welcome to join our classes, join our workshops. We have a very interesting workshop in January for Daoist ceremonies. There's people from all around the world coming, and I'm very happy about this. And now we're also planning in fall 2020. We are going on a Dao tour North America, visiting a few states in America, and then also Mexico again next year. We just came back from Mexico a month or 2 ago. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience, and I'm very happy to teach all around the world. Having me in your country. Yeah, we teach in English or German language, also Chinese if you can speak Chinese. But this time we go to America especially to teach the scriptures and the ceremony, the morning and evening ceremony. So, but today's topic is a good topic, yeah, cultivation and practice. I was talking about the scripture practice at the beginning, and also about the meditation a little bit, and who wants to learn more about the meditation practice I mentioned in this Dao Talk today could go back in the timeline and watch the I think it was one of the first we did this month, about meditation, the stillness and clarity practice through meditation. And just now I was talking about the Zhanzhuanggung, and now we go from the sitting and standing meditation. Now there's two options. We have 4 kinds of meditations: sitting, standing, lying or sleeping meditation, and walking meditation. So let's talk about the sleeping practice first, because this is a big topic, and I just gonna mention a few things in a few sentences, because there must be a whole complete Dao Talk live only about this topic. It is one of my practices. I practice for 20 years already, sleeping meditation. I do not sleep like a usual person. I practice during the nighttime, and my regular practice is 4 hours meditation, and then get up and do other things. So sleeping meditation is a very important part of my practice, as well as I teach my students, and they also should practice it every day. The sleeping practice I just give you the idea or a little bit information about my experience at the beginning. I started the sleeping meditation because I wanted to train also during my sleep. So when I can control the way I sleep, that my body relaxes and is actually resting, I can use my mind, my clear mind, my focused mind, to work on my practices. At the beginning, I practice only like in my mind. I practice the Tai Chi forms, or anything I wanted to practice, I could practice during the sleeping time. Normal people sleep, I do practice. And all the people around me, like not many, but a few of my friends that time, my Kung Fu brothers, they all asked me why I became so good all of a sudden. It's because I clear my mind, I learn how to clear my mind, and I learn how to use the time in the night to practice as well as the daytime. Shui Gong, 对，阴身功Eddie， 我讲的是阴身功，就是水功，我练的是阴身功，现在就是练的是阴身功、阳身功，还有多进步、多练。So what I just said in Chinese to my dear friend Eddie, because he asked if it's the Shui Gong. Yes, Shui Gong is the sleeping practice, and I use the yin shen, like the yin yang, the yin shen, the yin spirit, to leave the body and travel through the universe. I use this also to in modern terms, in traveling in different dimensions. And this is a very important practice for me, but I will not get too deep into this right now. If you're interested, you could just come and visit me, because this is something I will not talk too much online, but just to give you information, a little bit of a sneak peek. The Yin Shen Gong is very important if you want to become a divine, if you want to become immortal. 养生功不是，我说的是阴身功，阴身现身的身I can write the characters later if my pronunciation is not right. 阴阳的阴天生的身功法的功。So Yin Shen Gong is also cultivated through the sleeping practice, because the body needs to be really relaxed. Most people sitting and they cannot completely relax, like entering a trance-like state. So you totally relax the body, and you can just leave your body with the spirit, and you leave the body behind, and you travel or practice with your spirit. And the foundation is, of course, the practice of putting your body in the right position, putting your breath into a harmony, clearing your mind. 不是阴生，阴身身天生的身，Lily 天生的身，没关系，我等一会儿给你说，给你讲。And the sleeping position is very important. We not sleep on the back. We want to sleep like a fetus. On the side, and we hold our head like this, so it does just not moving or falling. Because you relax, you need to have a very good position doing so. So when we can control our breathing, can control our mind, we're gonna enter a state of stillness, and this is where we can use our spirit to practice our traveling. But another day, maybe I'm going to talk more about the sleeping practice and the Yin Shen Gong. So now let me talk more about the walking or moving practice, moving meditation, moving cultivation, because many of you are martial artists or Daoist practitioner. There is always Neigong and Weigong. Neigong is what I just mentioned, the meditation, and also the Zhendrangong is a Neigong practice. If you practice it the way I do, if you practice it the internal way, if you practice the external Taiji or external movements, they are all external movements, Weigong, but there's always Neigong in the Weigong, if you practice it the right way. So there's always an internal practice in the external movements, in the external, like lion sleep, like a lion sleep. More like a dog sleep. 对，我也是在睡觉的时候见过我的师傅。水功的时候，在水功中的时候见过师傅，见过大师。So anyway, we're gonna talk about sleeping practice another time, okay? Because it's a very big topic. I could talk hours about this. Same like by Bigu or any very interesting, really good Daoist practices I have experienced with for many years. So, but let's talk about the martial arts and the external practices. Like I said, the external practice I teach always have an internal practice within it. So when we do a walking meditation, this is also an internal practice, just we move externally. But for example, basics of Bagua, is many people know the circle walking, and we walk it in a way where we also relax, same positions like the Zhendrangong. There is not only this Hunyuandrang, but there's many different positions for the Drangong or for the standing position. So when we do the circle walking, the concentration or the focus is also on clearing the mind and emptying the heart. Stillness practice, clarity practice. So, and to mention, it's a very good sentence. I'm now every week talking to my Canadian student, and we are translating the Tao Te Ching into English. So my translation, German translation, is not good enough for international Dao friends, so we are translating it into English, same like all my other books as well. And we were talking about emptying the mind and filling the body, or emptying the heart and filling the body. And this is a very important sentence in the Tao Te Ching, which means like stillness on clarity and cultivating the qi, like your belly. You have the lower abdomen breathing, and people call this dantian, or the point under the belly button, call it dantian. But the dantian is something you need to cultivate, you need to build up through practice. You don't wake up and you have a dantian. You need to cultivate this. It's more or less like a practice, and people also call the golden elixir or the immortal path, or there's many names for it. But this practice, or the practices, or the ways I teach, you will be able to cultivate your dantian. also cultivate. Therefore, cultivate Dao. So the walking, circle walking or walking straight lines, basic practices for Bagua or also for the Xingyi practice, Taiji practice. Yeah, all my students or all my participants of workshops and classes for Taiji, they all start with the same steps, the same basic steps. So for us, the basics are 95% of the class. We only practice basics. And if you join the Taiji class, you will see we only practice basics. But because your basics are becoming better, it's easy to learn the form. And the form is just basics put together in a movement, in a movement form. So because the basics are good, the form is easy to learn. And this is the way I teach. This is the traditional way I learned it, and this is the way I teach too. So if you're interested in our martial art practice or also the Qigong practice, health Yang Shen Gong, yeah, the health practices, you're welcome to join our intensive training. For those who are able to come, on the 21st, we have a ceremony in the morning and in the noontime, and then afterwards we have a little get-together with all the students, and we're gonna have like some nice food, nice tea. Yeah, the Liu Tea Art team gonna have nice tea and of course some traditional music. We're gonna get together and talk about Dao like we always do every month, but now it's almost Christmas, so we also invite everyone who wants to celebrate the Daoist way. Welcome to visit us on the 21st of December. And again, today the Dao Talk Live is a little bit longer than the other days, but I think you can get a little bit look into the way we cultivate or practice Dao. So you're welcome to ask any questions, contact me via internet, email, visit our website, or just give a comment under this live video, which is saved, so you can watch it again and again if you didn't get the first parts. So welcome, 慈悲慈悲, Dao Xiong, Dao Shimen. See you tomorrow.